What is up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Today we're checking out the Cornerstone Music Gear Imperium. It's a really cool dual overdrive pedal that features a couple pedals that are in the Cornerstone line. One being the Gladio SC. That's a pedal I've demoed. The other is called the Antique. That's also a pedal I've demoed. In this case, you're getting both of them in one pedal. Now, if you're not familiar with those, the right side of the pedal is the Gladio SC side. That one's more of kind of a D-style pedal, so think anything from Robin Ford all the way over to almost Stevie Ray tones in one box. We'll get into how it sounds in the demo. On the other side, the Antique side, that's more of a screamer circuit, but it's a modified screamer circuit, and we'll definitely get into how that sounds in the demo as well. Now, these two channels or two sides of the pedal can be used simultaneously or together, and you can also pick the direction you want to go. So you want to go Gladio into the Antique or the Antique into the Gladio. Really nice feature. Let's get right into what's on top of the pedal. On the left side of the pedal, the Antique side, you've got tone, presence, gain, and volume. You have a mids switch that changes the mid characteristics of the circuit. We'll get into how that sounds in the demo. Right next to that, you have a comp switch that changes the feel of the pedal. We'll check that out in the demo. On the right side of the pedal is the Gladio side. That has a tone, clean, volume, and gain. We'll get into how that clean potentiometer works, as well as there is a comp switch. Once again, changes the feel of the pedal. We'll certainly get into how that sounds in the demo. This switch in the middle, as I mentioned before, allows you to change the direction, so you can go one way or the other when you stack the pedals. It switches via two soft switches. They're actually programmed to do some kind of cool things. I'll show you that in the demo, but I'm always a fan of these soft switches. And then, of course, the jacks are at the top of the pedal. I always appreciate that. It's more pedal friendly. And then, of course, you've got your 9-volt DC jack as well. So yeah, let's get into how this thing sounds. It is the Cornerstone Music Gear Imperium. Okay, let's get started. Here's just the guitar into the amp for reference. I've got it dialed really clean so we can have the pedal do all the work. Let's start on the Gladio side of the pedal. Okay, cool. So bunch of rough noodling there. But it gives you an idea. I just kind of turned the gain up and down. I changed this clean control, turned it all the way up and down to kind of give you an idea, brought the volume up to show you how chimey this can get as just kind of an always on side. Okay, so let's leave it where it is. I'm going to turn the volume back down a little bit. Let's just sweep the gain once again so you guys know what's up. So obviously when it's off, there's not a lot of circuit there. It starts kicking in about right here, I guess. Up to what I would consider kind of medium gain. While I've got the gain control up like that, let's check out this comp setting. So right now it's in the down position, so it's going to be the most open setting. If I throw that to the up position, it's going to feel more compressed. And there's going to be a bit of a volume drop, but you can compensate with the volume. Now it feels more compressed, maybe a little different type of saturation. Kind of for that Robin Ford-esque thing. Feels really great for that, but that's what that switch does. Turn the volume back down. Okay, so that's the gain and the comp switch. I'll leave the gain about here. I'm going to roll this clean. When it's all the way off, it's pretty much, not pretty much, there's no clean blending in. As you start turning it up, it's going to bring in clean, but it also just makes things sound a little bit more open, adds a little bit more low end, so check it out. So, I mean, I really like it dialed that way. If you're more into kind of the Stevie thing, Stevie Ray Vaughan, you would want to blend that clean in a little bit. It's a really usable feature, whether you're doing the Stevie thing or not. It's nice to have that. I found that I kind of missed it. I mean, I personally like it around right there, so it's just blending in a little bit. I think that sounds great. So that's what that does, and check out the tone. I'll roll it all the way off. So pretty usable tone, doesn't get overly harsh or strident, and you can definitely darken up. So if you've got a really bright amp, you know, you can compensate to fit that amp. I like it around, I guess right there, at least for my taste. Okay, so that is the Gladio side of the pedal. I'll turn that off and we'll switch over to the antique side, which is, so the Gladio side is more kind of the D style thing, and then on the other side is more the you know, screamer type of circuit. Okay, so more mindless noodling, settings and what have you. In this case, I kind of tweaked on everything. This to me is more of the Stevie thing, even though you can, you know, get it by, you know, adjusting things accordingly on the Gladio side. To me, I mean, that's what Stevie used with screamer style pedals. I really like that sound. I mean, that's sounds good with a humbucker. Good with neck position as well. So let's get into what you can do on this side of the pedal. I'll just do the gain again. So gain all the way off. Gain all the way up. So I would say, you know, gain-wise, it sits in that, you know, screamer territory. Tone off. Tone at noon. Tone all the way up. I like it about right there. Presence all the way off. Presence at noon. Presence all the way up. I kind of like a presence control. It's almost kind of an air control. Kind of just creates space around the notes. Kind of makes it easier to custom tailor the top end on the pedal. Let's check out this mids switch. Right now, the way it's positioned, which is in that up position, is going to be more like a typical screamer. In the down position, it presents as kind of a fatter tone, maybe a little bit more saturated, at least to my ears. You guys can let me know what you hear. There's a little bit more sub, or not sub low, but mid low there. And I believe it's actually cutting 1K, but I could be wrong. Go to the website and check it out. But what I'm hearing is this is more of like a stock setting. Down position is fatter with a little more saturation. And I found that to be useful for, like, especially fatter kind of solo tones. So that's a really nice feature. I'll leave it in the more stock setting. We'll check out the comp setting. Same deal, like in this position. In the down position, it's more open, just like on the Gladio side. In the upper position, it feels more compressed. Once again, you turn up the volume a little bit to compensate. And it's just a more spongy feel, especially if you're into that kind of solo feel. Especially if we add that mid switch back in. So yeah, it's a really nice feel. Depends on what you're into. I tend to like things a little bit more open, a little bit less compressed, but it does feel really good. Okay, so that's the two sides of the pedal. Let's get into how they would sound together, because obviously you can use them that way. And if you notice, I've been doing this. It's a cool feature on the pedal where if you just hold down the switch, it'll toggle back and forth, which is really nice as opposed to shutting one off and turning on the other. Cool feature. Let's just go ahead and add the two together. I'm going to turn the gain down on both sides. So let's start with the Gladio side, and then I'll just turn on the Antique and see what happens. So obviously, so many things you can dial in. Obviously, way more gain on tap just because you're combining the two. This switch in the middle allows you to go in two directions. So right now, with the switch up, we're hearing the Gladio into the Antique. Now I can go the other way. Feels a little bit more compressed. The clipping feels different. Just the Gladio side. Just the Antique side. And then the two together. So in this case, I could start with maybe this being my rhythm tone. And also, when I have it in that mode, if both sides are on, if I hold down a switch, it'll shut both sides off. So anyways, just explaining that. But okay, so that is the Cornerstone Imperium. If you've got any other questions about it, please go to the website and check out all the technical stuff on it. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.